Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
In the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, disturbing developments and an arrest in the disappearance of a 13-year-old Bakersfield girl. We'll tell you what police said early this morning as they took a suspect into custody in Los Angeles.
An overwhelming night for our local firefighters as illegal fireworks explode. The result, a lot of fires, and what officials are saying about Saturday's busy night.
Reaching capacity. This morning, our local hospitals are preparing to handle the surge in coronavirus cases as ICU beds start to run low. And there's major concern a lot of people are about to get sick after the holiday weekend. We'll break down the numbers for you. Today is Monday, July 6th, 2020. Good morning and great to have you with us on this Monday morning. It is 5 a.m. I'm Alex Fisher, along with Maddie Jansen. After a holiday weekend, the sun was up. I was in the pool most of the day on Saturday and Sunday, I will admit. Got a little bit of a sunburn, but it was just an absolutely gorgeous holiday weekend.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time outside too. Beautiful weather in the mountains especially. I know it was a little warm down here. Yeah, we're looking for more of the same as we head into our work week. Let's check in with Kevin and have a look at that forecast.
Yeah, and that's a good reminder as we really start to warm things up. Sunscreen. Hey, I'm at fault for sometimes forgetting about it as well. And yeah, it was a very busy weekend with a lot of fireworks, a lot of smoke around the valley, and that has cleared on out. We're looking at highs yesterday in the upper 90s, 99 degrees. Now, normally this time of year, we should still be in the mid-90s. 96 are normal right now. Our record temperature of 114 yesterday was set back in 1931. Want to show you some temperatures, and this is July of 2019, the week of the 10th, so 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And you can see last year on this date we hit 100, and then we were basically in the lower to mid-90s all the way through the 10th. So it gives you an idea of where we were last year compared to what temperatures will look like this week. 73 in Bakersfield right now. We have a light wind out of the north-northeast at 3. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour forecast today. We'll start out in the 70s. We're going to warm things up in the upper 90s today. Into the mountain areas, 63 degrees to start. We have a light wind out of the west at 9. As we take a look at the wind forecast, we will see a breeze pick up throughout the afternoon here. No advisories in place, but it will be a little gusty. And we take a look at the temperatures. We'll start out in the 60s, by noontime 84, and by 3 o'clock 85, and that northwest wind right around 17. I'll have much more on your weather coming up in just a little bit, but first, back over to you.
All right, thanks, Kevin. And we begin with some breaking news this morning. An arrest in the disappearance of a 13-year-old Bakersfield girl. Patricia Alatorre was last seen on July 1st near Hosking and Weibel Roads in southwest Bakersfield. Yesterday, police identified a truck seen in the area around the same time she disappeared. An Inglewood man named Armando Cruz was identified as a person of interest. Early this morning, officers said they arrested Cruz in LA County for his involvement in Alatorre's disappearance. The list of charges he faces is lengthy and disturbing. It includes several felonies, including murder, raping a child, and other sexual assault charges. BPD is asking for help. If you have any information about Cruz and his recent visits to Bakersfield or the disappearance of Patricia Alatorre, reach out to police at 327-7111. BPD is also looking for a 16-year-old girl named Brisa Torres. This is her picture. She was last seen July 2nd near Callaway Drive and Brimhall Road. BPD says Torres was last seen getting into this truck shortly before she disappeared. This is a white Chevrolet pickup. Anyone with information about this case is asked to call BPD as well.
The search continues this morning for a man accused of shooting his ex-girlfriend's brother with a crossbow. It all happened on Saturday. Police say a woman said her ex-boyfriend shot her brother with a crossbow. Police say they're now looking for 28-year-old Tyrone Chambers. He was last seen leaving the area of Oleander Drive. The woman's brother is expected to be okay. If you have any information on this incident, you're asked to call police.
A man was killed in a shooting in East Bakersfield Saturday. KCSO says around 11, deputies were sent to the intersection of Jastrow Avenue and Smith Street. They found a man who'd suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Despite attempts to revive him, deputies say he was pronounced dead at the scene. If you have information on this case, call KCSO at 861-3110.
A body was pulled out of the Kern River in the same area where a man went missing on the 4th of July. KCSO says the body was pulled from the river around noon yesterday near the east entrance of Hart Park. The sheriff's office received calls of a man lost in the river about 3:40 on Saturday, the 4th of July. Various calls to dispatchers reported the man was last seen holding onto a tree. It is not clear if the body recovered yesterday is the same man. Now to Kern's sober reality. CHP says a man was killed and another arrested in a suspected DUI crash. It happened late Saturday night. CHP says the crash happened about 4.5 miles north of Highway 178. That's when the pickup truck veered off the road and overturned. The driver is identified as 31-year-old Eli Valdivinos. His passenger, whose name has not been released, died later that night at Kern Medical. Valdivinos was arrested.
5:06 your time now in your 17 Court Watch. One of the people accused of vandalizing Bakersfield Police Department's fallen officer memorial is due in court. Salvador Ibarra was arrested July 1st. It happened during overnight protests back in May following the death of George Floyd. The memorial was spray painted with the words "Kill More Cops." Ibarra is due in court for arraignment at 3 p.m. Also due in court today, Caleb Kessinger. You may remember he's charged with the murder of his then-girlfriend's 2-year-old son. Back in April 2018, Kessinger and his former girlfriend, Alatorre Chavez, were arrested and suspected of killing 2-year-old Ramon Angel Reyes Chavez. Police believe the pair dumped Ramon's body in the Kern River Canyon, then returned to bury it sometime later. Chavez took a plea deal in the case after leading police to the spot where her son's body was buried. She's expected to testify against Kessinger. Chavez told police she went out for dinner with a friend and left Ramon in Kessinger's care. And when she came home, she claimed that Ramon had injuries to his face and head, and the baby later died. Kessinger is set for a readiness hearing later today.
Growing concern over the coronavirus crisis here in Kern County as our hospitals continue to fill with patients. Public Health reported another person has died from the virus. 82 people have lost their lives to COVID-19. We also had 115 more cases confirmed yesterday. That puts us over 5,100 positive tests since March. More than 1,400 people are currently infected with the virus. 115 people are hospitalized, and state records show 67 people are in the ICU. That means the county is just a few ICU beds short of capacity. Local health officials say they expect Kern to reach ICU capacity later this month, according to local health projections. However, they say they have plans in place to make extra beds available. They say the concern is still the possibility of a staffing shortage. It is one tool in an arsenal used to detect, prevent, and mitigate the spread of COVID-19. We're talking pulse oximeters and how measuring blood oxygen is being widely used by hospitals and nursing homes as an indicator that something, including COVID-19, could be looming. Cindy Long has more.
To be living in a nursing home as the coronavirus took its grip.
I was scared because I have 4 children and 5 grandchildren now.
64-year-old Stephen Mirth and fellow residents were happy to have their blood oxygen levels measured by means of a pulse oximeter several times a day.
And it was very odd on the morning that we got our actual first positive. We noticed that there were about 8 people that had dropped, below. No other symptoms, no other signs.
At Luther Woods Nursing and Rehab Center in Horsham,
there was a light bulb moment when we, looked at the data and said something is going on.
What began as one COVID case multiplied in 2 weeks to 19, and 5 residents died of the virus.
It was petrifying.
But by measuring blood oxygen, they believe it helped them save lives.
It's an early indication detector that as you're waiting for results to come back, you need all the help you can get.
They, like other nursing homes, quickly isolated residents. Luther Woods had already been working with New Jersey-based Megadata analytics firm who found that ahead of residents presenting with a fever.
But our data was able to detect the pattern and let a facility know that the beginning of an outbreak was potentially starting.
Not everyone who had a drop in blood oxygen got COVID, but some did.
To our understanding, right, of COVID, it is a tool. Using pulse oximetry is a tool. To say, we're going to use one tool and only one tool would be a mistake.
Dr. Tarun Kapoor, who is the Senior Vice President of Clinical Integration at Virtua Hospital, says pulse oximeters are being much more widely used during the pandemic. In fact, COVID patients who are not very ill get one once discharged.
We can send them home with the pulse oximeter and combine that with some telemedicine visits where we can visualize them just to make sure they don't get into a danger zone and get into this concept of silent hypoxia.
If you lost your job during the COVID-19 outbreak, a new website's here to help. It's called ilostmyjobtocoronavirus.com. Here's how it works. The free site allows you to search for immediate opportunities and openings in an industry of your choosing. You can tailor the search to communities across the nation, including right here in Kern County. All you need to do is create a professional profile, and you'll appear in recruiter talent searches. During a Zoom interview, 17's Aton Wallace caught up with the website's brother and sister co-founders.
What we noticed is that government officials and key decision makers, both in Los Angeles and around the country, were very much focused on solving the health and safety crisis that was at our fingertips. And what was left behind was the unemployment crisis that was affecting so many more people. So we found a niche, what we think, in the market to really help those who are unemployed and who have been negatively affected by the unemployment crisis going on right now, to help them find new opportunities.
We're really just trying to help as many people as we can and continuing what started as a small effort in our local community we're trying to promote it to a worldwide effort.
The founders say a huge component of the site centers around the idea of community. Users not only interact with employers, but with one another as well. If you'd like to check it out, we have posted a link on our website, kget.com.
Welcome back. Even though fireworks shows were canceled in many areas of Kern County, that did not stop people from lighting up their own and putting on their own shows across Kern County. Neighborhoods, take a look at this. This is our Adventist Health camera in downtown Bakersfield. It captured just a bit of what the skies look like on the 4th of July. And 17's Aton Wallace captured another view from the bluffs just before sunset. But even though some of the shows were quite a sight to see, flames scorched in other areas of town. And neighbors tell us some of those fires appeared to be fireworks related.
People are not really smart about it, to be honest. I mean, the people here know that we have a ranch right in front of our yards. Everybody knows we have a ranch. Nothing but trees and grass, dried up grass. And I don't know why they're doing these fireworks in the air. It makes no sense to me. And they're still doing them as we look at this. It doesn't make no sense. But, I mean, you know how that is. People are dumb.
We also spoke to county fire officials who said they were completely slammed with calls about illegal fireworks on Saturday. Now to some shocking video of a teenager lighting fireworks and leaving it on a porch. Take a look at this. And you can see he sets off the fireworks, rings the doorbell, and then runs off. This all happened on Sunday night at a home in Bakersfield, or on Saturday night, I should say, in Bakersfield. You can see just how big some of the sparks got. That can be a serious fire risk that is close to that home. No word on if the person in the video has been identified or charged. Just a reminder, you can still report illegal fireworks. The holiday might be over, but fireworks are, of course, still going off around town, according to some people. This is a reminder, only the fireworks with the Safe and Sane seal are illegal, but as of now, no usage of fireworks are legal. The fire department says it is ready to write fines for anyone who violates the law. People caught with illegal fireworks can be fined up to $1,500, and the amount gets higher each time.
Across the country, cases of COVID-19 are surging. In some hotspots, local officials say reopening too soon fueled a rise. But the administration says businesses can reopen safely as long as citizens take personal responsibility to stop the spread of the virus. Alice Barr's in Washington with the latest.
Good morning, Maddie. Leaders in the hardest hit areas say the virus is moving faster than they can to contain it. In Miami, the mayor warning of exponential growth, while Houston's mayor says that hospitals there could reach capacity in 2 weeks.
This morning, concerns over how a holiday weekend of partying could add to a record-breaking surge in coronavirus cases. Beaches were packed in some states, while others shut them down and banned large gatherings. A mixed response to mixed messages. President Trump downplaying the seriousness in a July 4th address and blaming increased testing.
By so doing, we show cases, 99% of which are totally harmless.
The FDA commissioner not backing up that unfounded claim.
So I'm not going to get into who's right and who's wrong. Those data show us that this is a serious problem.
More than 30 states are now seeing cases rise, with Florida and Texas reporting their biggest daily increases over the weekend. Houston among the hardest hit.
A month ago, 1 in 10 people were testing positive. Today it's 1 in 4.
And as cases spike in Arizona, the mayor of Phoenix says the state reopened too early.
We were one of the last states to go to stay at home and one of the first to reemerge, and we reemerged at 0 to 60.
The Trump administration insists the economy can continue to reopen safely.
We knew that cases would go up. We are far, far better prepared to deal with those cases now than we were just a few months ago.
Administration officials urging personal responsibility to control the spread, while many medical experts call for a national strategy.
President Trump also saying a vaccine will likely be ready long before the end of the year. The FDA commissioner would not confirm that, promising no vaccine will be released until it's proven safe and effective. In Washington, Alice Barr, 17 News.